So I cannot tell a lie. I have to tell the truth, which is also the motto of Harvard Veritas. Harvard has been under attack for a while, and I've been thinking of doing a video to discuss my thoughts. And I actually started making a few other videos I recorded. This is my journey back to wellness, mind you. Journey back to wellness is not always a straight line. So it's been a few challenging weeks. I'm a little behind on my video. My wellness journey, thank God, is not truly suffering, but because of the continually chaotic circumstances around me, I really had to use my reserve energies to try and keep it together, to try and do what was asked of me. Try not to divulge too much because some of it is very sensitive information regarding other people. I'm not currently feeling comfortable discussing. But this is my journey back to wellness. So I'm also trying to be real with you, because you probably yourselves, whatever you're going through, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, sometimes it's one step forward, 2 steps back. Anyway, all kinds of challenges. One of my videos included car challenges, but I did not let it stop me. I videotaped myself walking, in fact, quite a distance, simply because I was temporarily without a car. I could have done a lot of other things, like called an Uber or just chose not to go, but I actually embraced the opportunity to also get my exercise in. So I had to train the brain instead of letting it crush me. And, that sometimes can be paralyzing for all of us. Just circumstances somewhat beyond our control arise, and we can let it really affect us. So choosing to see the alternatives is a healthy option, but turning the healthy option into an even healthier option, like exercise, fresh air, time outside in the nice weather, etc., etc. It actually was a great thing. I might walk more often, even if I don't have to. Anyway, I started a few other videos, and I will hopefully post them. But then the other day, I got an email, like many of you may have. Facebook's changing their meta, whatevers. And if you ever had a Facebook Live video, you had to either know they're going to be deleted off the platform or download them or back them up, somehow save them. I didn't make a lot of Facebook Lives in my lifetime, but out of curiosity, I followed the instructions and I found some Facebook Live videos, many of which were started thanks to Ray Higdon. You can either thank him or blame him. He was trying to teach me social media. And I signed up for, I think one was a 14-day challenge and one was something else. One was definitely called Faith Over Fear, but that's a few other videos coming up because I found my old videos. And I'm probably going to turn those into a YouTube video. And see, I'm actually smiling and laughing. I find joy in funny things, and funny things are relative. And the truth is, I've been through some stuff that I documented, talked about, and much like these, they're rough videos, not polished, but authentic. And I'm even laughing in some of those videos because I think life is what it is. It's a blessing, even just to be alive. But I have been through some stuff. I don't know why or how. I'm grateful I've survived. Had to really, try and process a lot of trauma, a lot of grief, and a lot of survivor's guilt sometimes, because I don't know how I've survived so many things, and so many loved ones truly haven't. So back to the Harvard spiel. To keep it brief, I will just show you some show and tell screenshots of Victor Turner's model on social drama. Because that is what I learned when I attended Harvard. And say what you will about Harvard. If you do your own research and write your own papers and earn your own A's and B's like I did, you will get a good education. You will get a good education anywhere, but it is rigorous, the amount of reading and writing I had to do at a graduate level to earn my certificate in religious studies and education. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the education. I'm grateful even for some of the challenges. Grateful for a lot of eye-opening lessons, mind-opening lessons. I'll talk more about it in other videos, I'm sure, because this is what it's all about. Life, education. What am I going to do with all this education? Things that I learned through my own experience, traveling the world, which I'm thankful I did when I was much younger, and a lot of book education and mentors. That's what professors and teachers really are. They're people who have already been through the training process that can help you while you are struggling to figure it out. And I wish you all find good teachers. I will try and be one to you. Stick with me. I have got information to share. Do your own research. Victor Turner's model on social drama. Essentially, you'll see in the next few slides, please watch, there's a breach. If any of us have been through any kind of trauma, and trauma is a big term that sometimes people misunderstand, but whenever there's a breach, can be even a breach in a business contract, there's some kind of breach. You are thrust into this liminality, which is also sort of like a doorway or a threshold, because there's a breach. And what we learned in Harvard Divinity School, in many courses, we really had to hammer in the understanding of what cultural violence is. So in the context of cultural violence, which is a theory Johan Galtung came up with, cultural violence, structural violence, direct violence, indirect violence. Anyway, the structures of society can oppress you. And if you're crushed, you can get thrust into a liminality. And I do believe outside all of the structures, man-made structures, whether it's a school, a government, a church, the court systems, structures that mankind has made, they are meant to keep us upright. It's also what religious means. It comes from the Latin root religio, to tie or to bind. It has nothing to do with faith per se. That's a very modern American concept. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We are meant to be kept upright with the structures of society. But some people use those positions of power, instead of holding people upright, crushes people's spirits, in which case you're thrust into a liminality. And I believe it is in those outside the bounds regions, that's where God is, what I know as God. And that's where he performs the miracles. And you are either reintegrated, according to Victor Turner's model on social trauma, reintegrated back into society, which then strengthens the structure of society with the new, God's hand of God strengthening, rebirthing, whatever you want to term it as. If you're reintegrated back in, you actually strengthen the structure of society with the new knowledge, the new energy, whatever it is. You strengthen the structure of society. Or sadly, some people are not strong enough, not healed enough to get back into society's structures. And it is my interpretation that is when God takes you. You don't come back into the physical realm, structures of society. Your spirit's crushed too much, and you are saved by God in another way. You are not restored back to the living structure of society in every structural sense, material sense. Anyway, stay tuned. Victor Turner's model on social trauma. You should learn about it. It's also why you hear me talk a lot about urban meditation. We all need to learn to decompress, de-stress, because if we're constantly, sometimes through no fault of our own, breach happens, not because of our fault, but because something happens to us. But when we are thrust into a liminality, we really do need to learn to train the brain to find its way back, to reintegrate in a peaceful way so that it doesn't create trauma and drama for all these other people. You don't want to breach everyone else. That would be like a terrorist. But you can be healed and you can be reintegrated without being offensive. Victor Turner's model on social drama. Stay tuned.